Welcome to another new episode of the Get Organised with Decluttr Me podcast with myself, Shelina. Yes, I am back. Season 3 is back finally. I know it's been 4 months and a little bit more. And yeah, I've just been busy with stuff, life, work, procrastinating, lots of procrastinating. I wanted to start and then I just wouldn't. And then other things would come along. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, listeners. It happens. We all get these moments and we all have to focus on what's important for them, for me, for you. So for me, it was taking some time off in 2024. But I'm back. I am ready to talk about organising and decluttering, mental health, everything and anything. And I mean, I have been doing this, not the podcast. Podcast's been over 5 years, but I've been decluttering and organising now as a business for over 11 years. So I have a lot to talk about and I don't talk about it enough. Obviously, I haven't this year, but I am now. So I am going to be talking to you about everything. And if you have anything you want me to talk about with regards to decluttering and organising, do leave a comment in the comment box, there below somewhere. Anyway, today we're going to talk about decluttering and organising on a budget. Now, I was just in London and London and the UK is there's about to be a general election. There's been austerity for many, many years. People using food banks. There's not so much money. There's an economic crisis. It's just terrible there. And you can see people stretching their money as much as possible. And that's around the world as well. People are suffering because of, the crisis and austerity and other measures. So it's trying to find that balance when decluttering and organising, because it has become this massive thing over the last few years. And, you scroll through Instagram and Pinterest and TikTok, and it's so easy to get sucked into that home organisation inspiration. It looks amazing seeing these trendy organisers, perfect looking closets, colour-coded folders, and perfect pantries. Admittedly, I do the perfect pantries for clients, but, whatever. But why wouldn't you want to have something as gorgeous as that? Except it's all a bit expensive. And I often get asked, how much more is it to have those boxes and jars for the kitchen? And I'll say 500 to 1,000 dirhams, which is about £200, 200 euros. It's a lot of money. And you don't realize when you're looking at all this, Pinterest stuff that it's that much, but it does add up. So if you're trying to organize your stuff into matching baskets and containers, remember, it's not going to help you to improve your space and stay organized. It's going to look pretty for the Instagram, but you have to think about how you're decluttering and organizing. That's more important than buying all these organizers and things that you can see. I mean, they're great. They are useful, and some of them are amazing and useful. And I am going to do one episode about my favorite things. But today we want to talk about how you can declutter and organize on a budget. So you don't have to buy all the organizing stuff. You just have to buy what is needed. So this is what I want you to do instead of just going out and just buying loads of things and spending money. So first, I want you to look at your living space and see if what you see in the inspiring picture or video is actually viable for your space. There's no point putting, lots of stuff into decanted bottles like you see in those videos if you don't have enough kitchen cupboard space to put all those bottles. So you might want to put them in all those glass jars, the pasta and the lentils and the sugar and the tea and the coffee. But if there's not enough shelf space, what are you going to do? Put them all on your counter? That just defeats the whole object of it. Next, look at what is the purpose of the room you want to organize. So the kitchen is usually the heart of the home, and you need to have it organized properly and efficiently so that everybody can find everything in less than 5 seconds moving forward. So there's no point having pretty boxes filled with stuff which no one can get to if it's too high up on the shelves. So first, I want you to remove the items you don't need instead of stuffing them into boxes. So first, do a mini declutter, spending 5 to 10 minutes on each shelf, a cupboard, a hanging rod, whatever area you're working on. I mean, I've been talking about kitchen, but which area you could be doing the wardrobe or whatever. And then see what you want to declutter, donate, or throw away. Do not buy stuff to organize your items until you have done the decluttering. If you have boxes already, use them so that you can organize the items and categorize everything. But do not buy any new items until you've assessed what you have left to organize. I often find when decluttering with clients that we end up with loads of pretty and like just empty containers, which are then reused in the same room or in other rooms. I'm all for repurposing, whether it's in the same room or using it somewhere else. If the organizer container is in good condition, there's no point throwing it away. Like I use old candle jars to store my hairbands, toothpicks, and other items. I also use shoe boxes and boxes from online shops for my memory boxes and to store cat items, etc. There are so many items we get all the time that can be repurposed for our reorganizing, for reorganizing our items. If your money is tight currently, save up the money and use cardboard boxes and containers from packaging, etc. to organize your items for now. You can also pick up boxes from grocery stores or shops in their recycle piles. Next, I want you to categorize your items. So I've been talking mostly about the kitchen, but this can apply anywhere in your home. But for the sake of the idea and for you to get it into your head, think about the kitchen and categorize your snacks, your pasta, your lentils, your tinned goods, your tea, coffee, crockery, pans, etc. Then put them into their appropriate zones within the kitchen. So cooking items and food should be nearer the cooker, crockery and glassware closer to the sink and the dishwasher. And then remember, building a habit to stay organized takes over 30 days. So get used to your new systems you've created using the containers you have found just for now. Then you can start seeing what you need to get to enhance your space to be more organized. So don't compare yourself to the social media posts or friend spaces. Just look at how you've gone from day one to day now and where you want to get to. Then, when you're ready to buy items for your space, measure the space and find out what organizers will fit in that space within your budget. There are so many places to buy containers. I buy a lot of them for a good price from Amazon and IKEA. I've also seen them in shops like Daiso or Poundland. Or I saw a lot of good stuff in Primark recently. They've got really nice jars and baskets and stuff as well. And they're not expensive. So you don't have to buy expensive acrylic boxes from stores, like from specialist container stores, if they do not meet your budget. There are so many options now. It's become such a cool thing to do to get organized and to declutter. So there are cheaper versions out there and they're actually just as good as the expensive ones. Also look at Facebook Marketplace, FreeCycle, eBay or Debizzle and look at sites for people giving away boxes because a lot of people move and they want to sell it for like a few pennies or pounds or dirhams or something. So you can often find them for not much or for free. For kitchens, bathrooms and often for dressing tables, I recommend getting a turntable organizer. They're so useful to get access to sauces, perfumes, toiletries and don't take up that much room. They last for years. I bought my first one to use in the fridge for my condiments over 7 years ago. That's when the turntable first came out and I saw it and I was like, let me try it out. Put it in my fridge and it's been there ever since. So these things will last for many, many years. So buy something like a turntable organizer for places you need easy access to. Try not to buy raffia baskets as they are really susceptible. I can't even say the word. Susceptible to bugs and mold. And they fall apart really easily. So don't buy them, especially for the bathroom and for the pantries, because they're just not useful at all. So take your time buying items to organize your space. Look at what they're made of, how useful they'll be, how long they'll last. You don't need to buy everything immediately. I've bought items to organize my home over time. I mean, of course, for me, I buy items to test them out so that I can then use them with my clients moving forward. But that means that I buy things time over time. I don't buy them all in a bulk. So I have things that are mismatched. I have mismatched spice steps, boxes and turntable organizers. They don't match in color and stuff because it was different material at the time when I bought them. And I could change them, but it's a waste of money. So I don't. So keep that in mind as well. As long as you don't mind it all being not perfect, that's fine. If you do, then try and buy the same sort of things. So if you're going to buy all clear boxes, then you want a clear turntable and a clear steps for your spices, think about that. Remember that decluttering and reducing how much you have in your home will do more for your space than buying new organizing products. You don't have to have an Instagram-worthy room. You have to have one which makes you happy and anxious-free, as well as being sustainable. So I hope you found this really useful, especially if you're on a budget right now but really want to declutter and organize. thanks so much for listening to the episode, and I hope you enjoyed hearing my voice again. If you did, leave a comment and share the episode with your friends and family. If you haven't subscribed to me yet, you can by clicking on the bottom on your favorite podcast player or on YouTube. Thanks again, and I'll be back again very shortly with another new episode. Thank you, take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.